What you're looking at, ladies and gentlemen, is Captain Mark. Oh yeah, Captain Mark looks like he's having a ball. Actually, Captain Mark, when he travels across the Great Lakes and gets caught in a storm and gets a little bit nervous, he tends to laugh a little bit. So what you're taking a look at is a portion of the storm right before the real waves come, because during this storm I wasn't able to really do any videos. But ladies and gentlemen, today I want to welcome our guest extraordinaire, our good friend, and our community servant. This is Danny K. Davis. He is the congressman of the 7th District here in Illinois. Welcome to the show, Congressman.
Well, thank you very much, Captain. It's a pleasure indeed. And, I was just thinking you talked about the storm. One of my favorite songs is I've Been in the Storm Too Long.
I've been in the storm too long. I'll have to find that one.
Yeah, and another one about storm is, the song that James Cleveland sings so well when he say, "Master, the tempest is raging, and the billows are tossing high. So get up, Jesus."
Congressman.
So lest we die.
Lord. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to grab an ink pen and make sure that you are writing down some of this information. First of all, we're going to tell you, before we get into this show, we're going to tell you how to get in touch with us. I take pride in saying that my telephone is never filled up with voicemail messages. I will always call you back. You can call me directly at the number that you see here, 312-437-2230, or you can ask myself or the congressman a question by emailing me at shipmastermark@gmail. shipmastermark@gmail. Congressman, I just can't tell you how excited I am to talk to you and during this short few minutes of this show about some of the things that we're doing. But first, I want to ask you, I understand that you formed a maritime advisory committee, and what is that about?
Well, Captain, let me thank you, and let me thank you for that question. And I really hope that lots of people are watching cable television access. I call it the best and most informative interaction that you can have. I'm a member of the House of Representatives. A congressional district is 700,000 people.
700,000.
Give or take.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a few more, maybe a few less. It is very difficult to keep up with all of the issues and all of the things that people
all
are
the hospitals
about.
And things.
The issues are overwhelming. What I do is try to find out as much from different people as I possibly can in terms of what they want me to do in order to represent them.
Yes.
If I don't know what your problems are, I don't know whether or not I'm dealing with them. If I don't know what your issues are, I don't know whether or not I'm hitting, and I can be doing a lot of things.
I know, you're everywhere.
And still won't be dealing with what you are most interested in unless I know.
However, Congressman, the 7th District is very unique in that it has most of Chicago's harbors. I think 8 out of the 10 harbors are in your district. The Chicago River North and South Branch, the Gold Coast.
And I would guarantee you that many of my constituents who live in other parts of the district or who are interested in other things about the district don't know what you just said. They just, there are so many things.
Well, our waterways is our gold mine here, and certainly a piece of gold in your district.
Well, it provides opportunities for people to work, to earn a livelihood, to do exciting work, to do something that they like. I like water, but I really like being as far away from it as I can get. So, but there are people who love water.
Yes.
Who wake up in the morning.
Sure.
They can hardly wait.
Tell
to
me,
get
why
down
did
to
you
Lake
form
Michigan.
a advisory committee, though?
So
for the
that I
maritime.
could be informed, so that I could interact with people on the waterways. So, I mean, the real purpose for living is to try and help make the world a better place in which to live.
Yes, sir.
To try and make things better than what they are. And it's my position that if you're not doing that, then you're really just taking up space.
Well,
Space that somebody else could have.
that's right. Well, Congressman, I've had the honor of being appointed by you as the chairperson of the said committee of the 7th District Maritime Advisory
And I want to
Committee.
thank you for that, because it's a volunteer thing that you do.
Absolutely volunteer.
You don't
That's
get
right.
any compensation in the form of anything that's monetary. And there are so many people who don't understand. For example, there are people who will be filing nominating petitions on Monday to run for ward committeeman.
Mm-hmm.
Many people think they get paid for that.
No,
They won't get a dime.
that's right.
As a matter of fact, they have to pay to be a ward committee.
Well, we're all honored to serve all the many members of the committee. This is a live call-in show. If you've just joined us from the wheelhouse, my name is Captain Mark Stevenson. Seated next to me is the congressman from the 7th District of Illinois, Congressman Danny Davis. We have a caller on the line, and I'm sure they want to talk directly to you, Congressman. Welcome to today's show.
Hello, Captain Mark. It's Captain Jim here.
Hello, how are you doing, Captain Jim?
Very good. I would just like to thank the congressman for all the good work he's done and helping support us maritime people that are on the lakefront. So I can't say enough good things about the congressman.
Well, Captain, I've actually learned so much about these ships, about the commerce, about the jobs, about the opportunities that exist. And I know that all of us are interested in interacting with our public school system to make sure that as young people are growing up, that they too understand that there are work opportunities on the waterways, and that is something they can aspire to. We always get individuals who want to become part of the merchant marine. And I like these uniforms, these dress uniforms.
Oh, I apologize for not having mine on.
Let me tell you, we've got 10 young people right now
10.
that we've nominated to the military academies this year. We're waiting to do, every year we do something called Academy Day,
Yes.
where we bring all of the young people that we nominate and their parents and friends together, acknowledge what they've done. And we've got young people who are in the Navy, who went to the Navy Academy.
Mm-hmm.
We've got young people in the Air Force who are flying airplanes and
Well, thanks to
doing
you,
all
we're going to
these
be able to
zips.
get some of these young people into the Marine Academy, the Merchant Marine Academy. Hold on one second, caller. I want to bring you in, so please stand by 1 second. But I want to ask you about the progress that the committee has been making so far. And here's something that you don't know. I want to present this to you, and what you're looking at, folks, is is a Marine Safety Information Bulletin put out by the Coast Guard. It's dated October 21st. I just happened to get my hands on this document. Now, I know you can't read this on the screen, but what is so important about this document, Congressman, is that we gave you some 18 different things that we wanted to do to loosen up the tight regulations on a small guy in the bareboat industry. The bareboat sector of the industry was being really pressed by the Coast Guard and by the big guys that own the large boats, big companies. But because of our relationship with you, they have taken a note of what we wanted. And do you know that this 3-page document that I want to share with all of you too, make sure that you get my email address and ask me for this, probably 95% of what we asked for has been granted in this document. Now, there's a couple of things that are still not good, but the problem was the previous documents or the regulations were not clear and they were ambiguous.
Well, I take the position that a 1,000-mile journey always begins with the first step.
Yes, sir.
And as long as you keep moving in the direction of where you're trying to go, ultimately you're going to get there. And so I don't worry or expect that we're going to do everything as quickly as we would like to, but as long, I say if you want to go south, the first thing you do is turn and face that direction.
And take a step.
And every time you take a step, you get a little bit closer to 95th Street. But if you're going around in circles, or you're doing nothing, or you're going up towards Evanston,
right,
chances are good you'll never get to South.
Well, Congressman, the many meetings that the 7th District Maritime Advisory Committee has had, we have, with your encouragement, been able to ask for some things of the Coast Guard. It seems that
they will grant them. The military, even people who are in charge, they know that they can't think of everything.
Right.
That they're not the only way of thinking, and they're willing to negotiate and to look at different approaches and different ways.
Yes, sir.
And that's what I think makes the advisory group so beneficial.
Wow. Yes.
Because you put issues on the table.
Yes, sir.
They would never think of themselves.
Well, I want to present this to you. And again, this is a live call-in interactive show. The telephone number's at the bottom of the screen. Those people that are watching us on Facebook Live, the telephone number is 312-738-1060. That's 312-738-1060. We have a caller on the line that wants to ask a question of you, Congressman. Welcome to today's show.
Good evening, Dr. Davis, U.S. Representative, 7th District, and to you, Captain Mark, as well. I like your new haircut.
Thank you.
I come to my comment. Years and years, it took this country a long time to clean up a lot of our waterways and all that, and the work that went forward. Now, with this new administration, it seems like we're going backwards, and they got this type of mentality is that if something go wrong, we throw some more chemical in, clean things up, and over the years, a lot of people gave their blood, sweat, and tears to clean things up. What is going to be done to stop this current government? They telling lies and say that.
Well, excuse me. We're talking about the maritime industry today, I want you to direct your questions towards the congressman concerning maritime issues. But thank you so much for your call. We appreciate that, Congressman. We do.
Well, I think what he's saying is that from an environmental vantage point, our waterways need to be clean. They need to be safe.
Yes.
And they need to be as productive and as inviting as they can possibly be. And I think that kind of fits into how I see the waterways and how we want them to be. And it does take a lot of money. I'm saying the Army Corps of Engineers, the Merchant Marines,
Yes.
we've put a lot of money into the lakes and the rivers and into the ocean, and we just want to keep doing that so that people like yourself will be able to navigate in clean, safe streams.
Our committee is taking a look at the budget for the Coast Guard in particular, and we want to help advise you on how to help the Coast Guard to have the type of budget that can help us here in Chicago. They're terribly understaffed right now, and we want to encourage you, Congressman.
And we got to be fair with whatever it is. Let me tell you,
Fair. That's
you
right.
can't get the rain without thunder and the lightning. I mean, we can talk about what we want, but unless we're willing to make the resources available, it won't happen. And I'm a big fan of Frederick Douglass, who was
Oh, I am too. Yeah.
noted for saying that there are those who want things, but they don't want to pay the price.
Gotta pay.
And he knew one thing. He say, in this world, you may not get everything that you pay for, but you most certainly will pay for everything that you get. And if you don't pay one way, then you'll pay another way.
That's right. Congressman, I'd like to ask you to remember when we first started the Maritime Advisory Committee, and which also evolved into another organization, the Association of Rental Boat Owners and Operators. And I have to tell you, we were really planning on doing a 3-year, probably 2 to 3 year process to get to the point of changing some of these regulations that were holding us back. What is the real process for doing something like that? I think you mentioned these are administrative changes that can be made by you.
Well, let me tell you, change is often more covert than overt.
I see.
And I know that there are a lot of us who want to see the immediacy. But if you think about it, it took the world from the beginning of time until now to become the world that it is.
Yes, sir.
I'm saying, I was taught from the Old Testament that in the beginning was the Word. That God made heaven and earth in 6 days. Now, he probably could have done it in 1 day. if he
You
wanted
think?
to. I'm saying,
You think?
I think he probably could have done it in one way. But being all wise, he probably decided that it's best to kind of,
Sure. Well, Congressman, this took us a year to get to the point of being able to have the Coast Guard issue a new document that is so much more clear. Our new commander, his name is Commander Randy Preston.
I was there when he was brought in.
You surely was. I was there too.
I was there when he was brought in, and the person who went out actually lived in the Austin
That was
community,
Commander Zelda Merchant.
where I lived. And she went out in a blaze of glory.
Sure did.
She went out going to a prestigious professorship.
It was a great ceremony
teachingship
that sent her
at
off.
the academy and all
Yeah.
that kind of stuff.
Now, our new leader in the Chicagoland sector, Commander Randy Preston. When are we going to have a chance to meet with him?
Well, I'm at home for 4 days this week, and so I'm going to get an opportunity to pursue opportunities. You know, we've been pretty busy
Yeah, with the with the 45.
with things going on.
Yeah.
So we're going to try to see if we can't schedule a meeting with the commander, and hopefully we'll be able to do that before the end of the year. I'm saying before the end of December.
Well, I want to impress upon you that many of the callers, many of the professionals on the waterfront are very excited, but we want to make sure that you know that these rules and the relaxation of the relaxation of enforcement of rules on professionals, we need to be able to have some window to work our way into the business of taking people out for a good day on the lake without having the big boys come after us. And so
And, you know, the
that's
big-
going to be April the 15th.
And the big boys will be lobbying also. Let me tell you, never is there a time when everybody see issues the same way.
That's right.
And the people who are charged with the responsibility of making the decisions, if you're wise, you'll take a little bit of this, a little bit of that. My mama used to say a little taint of this
Okay.
and a little
Well,
bit of
okay.
that. And
Well-
then come up with the best decision that promotes fairness, equal opportunity,
Yes.
and I'm sure that's what we're shooting for.
Well, we'd like to ask you to facilitate the relationship, building a relationship with, like, the Passenger Vessel Association. They're not interested in talking to the little guys that's running a 12 passenger small boat, but we need to have your help to be able to have them recognize that this is the way people want to do today. They want to get on small boats and have private parties and should be able to do so in a safe manner if the rules are clear. And finally, we're getting some clarity in the rules that govern our industry.
We will talk to them unequivocally and without a doubt. You know, my hallmark is trying to make the crooked places straight.
Yes, sir.
Trying to keep the super guys from overruling and overrunning the smaller guys
Right.
in our society. And I think that's one of the roles and functions of government, and that's what government is supposed to do, and that's how I play the game.
We hope that you're here in Chicago for December the 4th. December the 4th at the Chicago Yacht Club will be the meeting of the Chicago Harbor Safety Committee. Gary Farracotta is the president of the Chicago Harbor Safety Committee, and we're all working together to make this industry safer.
We'll study all of these recommendations and all of these asks, and we'll try and make sure that the Coast Guard and the other decision makers really understand
Really understand.
what it is that you're shooting for.
If you have any questions or comments, or you'd like to have us pass your question on to Congressman Danny Davis, here's our contact information. You can email me at shipmastermark@gmail.com or simply give me a phone call at 312-437-2230. Congressman, I just can't tell you this time goes by so fast. You folks don't get up and don't go anywhere, because guess what? The next show that follows from the wheelhouse is somebody that you're familiar with already. Congressman Davis is going to stay right here, and he's going to do a show also and inform you about all the wonderful things that are happening in this country and some of the bad things. But he,
A lot of them.
absolutely. Until next week, I want to make sure that you tune in Make sure that you are taking a look at the archives of our show on YouTube by visiting the YouTube channel and just simply typing in CAN TV, Not Profit Services. I can't thank you enough again for coming and joining us, but we do have to go. So until next week, I'll see you then. So, Mama, get the coffee ready. The kid, he's on his way. Thank you, Congressman.
All right. I hope you got some turkey.
That's right.